Yeah, so this is the syllabus. I got to know that. Okay.
Okay.
So almost like so many things are there, but not sure how many. Okay. So like one of you who has covered these core routines and all, na? So like you can just start going through from here. Even not this month. From here only direct advanced go only this part is I think pending from your side, so I'll tell you that. But for other two, okay, what are the points? It's like this one is mostly like theoretical stuff only, like I'll tell you purpose and designing of Golang language. We'll start from here. Okay, so any there are so many languages like Golang, C, Java is there, C++ is there. So mostly like in our engineering college, like it start with like C, then C++, then Java. Okay, so C, like the problem is here. Okay, the language like Python and other language. Let's say when we say the Java, so first thing come in our mind, it's object oriented. What object oriented means, like whatever the things you have to implement, whatever things you have to show, whatever things you have to explain anyone, everything is considered as a one object. Okay, like let's say you have to implement the like some example, like there is a car and kind of examples are there. So we take the vehicle as a class, then it has some methods. Let's say car is running, so run is a method, stop is a method, start engine is method, and some variables are there. So variables are, let's say, like a speed is variable, and like it had some values like speed, let's say 120, mileage is 20, like that. So you got it, like everything. Like when we say the Java, so object oriented things come in our mind. When we say the Python, so first thing what comes in our mind, so data, AI kind of thing only. Data, mostly data is coming in our mind. Okay, but now the problem with this, we want the a single language where we have to implement the AI, where we want the oops or object kind of functionalities. Okay, object oriented functionalities we want, and we also want the improve like a fast performance. Okay, so for that purpose only this C language is oriented. So if anyone asks like why this C, so you can just say like it's a combination of Java and a C language. Okay, advanced version of C, and it has the like Java properties as well. So C means like when we say the C, so there is a like variable declaration is there, function main is there, then some like whatever the things we have or we are declaring, there we have some packages. Okay, and when we talk about the Java, so there we have the class, subclass, inheritance kind of things we have. Let's say like a parent is there, child is there, so parent properties we are transferring into the child. So similar kind of functionality, we want the C functionality plus Java functionality combined in a single language, and there at that point only our this Go language is coming into the picture. So this developed by the Google's, I think in the 2018, sorry, 2008, and like there we have the again like it's very easy to learn as well. Why, I'll tell you. In in Java, where we have the 52 keywords. So when there is a 52 keywords, you can just assume like you have to remember all the 52 keywords, and you have to use that to develop some application. I mean, obviously it requires sometimes, yeah, all the keywords and all. But in Golang, it you have the just 25 keywords. It's like just a half. So using that half only, you are developing all these applications. So it's very easy to remember the things, concept, and the constant and kind of variables, keywords. I mean to say. Okay, so that is the reason only we this Golang is implement developed, and it is used by the big giants. Like it's developed by the Google only, so they are using it. Then Netflix is there, Facebook is there, so many big giants like Cisco is also there. So all the applications they have used, they are using this Golang. Okay, and it has one properties that is like a that is coming from the C. I mean, it's a combination only, but the major thing I'll say, there is in C language we have the like a bitwise operation, and that play with the pointers. There we have the memories and all. Okay, so whatever the complex related things are there, like in the C language we have the pointer operations. Like let's say you have the one variables, and you have pointer means a variable that store the address of another variable. Okay, that is pointer. So in C language it's a very complex one, like when we have to perform the any operation related to pointers. And again there is a bit complex operations are there, like when we work with a structure and when we work with the arrays. So a structure means it's a data type. Okay, like what different data types are there. Data types means you have to store your name. So your name is a string. So that is like a string is the database. Now you have the age. So age is a number, so you have the int as a data type. Now now you want to store the list of names, like name 1, name 2, name 3. So in that case you will use the array of string. So that is again a data type. So now you want the combination of all the data types, like where you want this store the int, float, boolean. In that case you will use the structure or struct. Okay, and that is again a composite data types. Composite means it's composition of all the data types, that is called as the structure. So that is again when we work with a C now, so it's a bit difficult to work with that. Like manually you need to allocate the memory, like malloc function you need to use, for memory allocation malloc, for deallocation like manually you need to write the function like allocation, deallocation kind of function in C language. That is again a bit hectic one. Okay, so that's why that kind of concept is removed from C language, and this Go language is developed, where variable will get automatically memory. Once their task is done, automatically they will like a memory is released. Okay, so this is the again reason we go for this C language. Sorry, this Go language. And again, like in other languages, the important thing is like if you just declare the variable, and like when how our application is grows, so like in between thousands of variables we declare, and we not use that variables or function. So unnecessarily we are just wasting the memory there. Okay, so in Golang it's not like that. If you declare anything, if you declare any variable, so you have to use that variable. Okay, otherwise you will get the compile time error, like when you are like running the application in that time. Okay, so there are like again I mean like this library related things. So there are so many big libraries or big tasks that you can do using writing small kind of code. Let's say now this is the application, like this is the, you can see the website and all, it has some Dropbox, this curriculum, everything. Now if I ask you to write the code that will read everything whatever you will see on the page, and give me the proper content, like this should be, I want to read that. So it's if you write in the different languages now, so that is very big one. Like there you may need to write the like hundreds or thousands of lines of code just to do this application, like do this task. But in Golang we have the very powerful packages, very optimized one packages, that this will they will it will do task in just writing the like a 5-10 lines of code. In just 5 or 10 lines of code you will do all this tasks, and I have done that already. So it's very easy, I'll say. Okay, now programs and packages. So packages means what? Like programs, I mean like that, like if you have written any, let's say, addition program, like you will get the two values, you will write it, that is the program. Okay, but now this addition you may require multiple times. Okay, now you have written any application, and that will just you will pass the two number, and it will return you the output. So all the time, like I am writing some code, and you also require the same code. So what you will do, you will not just do copy and paste. So at that time there is a data duplication, like code duplication is there. Why you should write that multiple times unnecessarily, thousands of lines, and we are wasting the memory there. So for that purpose, what we do, we create the packages. So in Golang, it's very easy to create the packages. Okay. So packages means like whatever the addition program that you have written now. Okay. So let's say here I have opened this main.go. This code like a UI is visible now. This VS code.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So now let's say you have to create any packages now. So what things you have to do? Let's say this is, I'm in the test project and here I have created the empty test file. Now you have to create the packages add.go. So what you will do, you will create the folder and inside that you will add the add.go and you will write the package name add. So and you will write your code. So what happen? You will write your code once only. Okay, you will write your code at once only, but you can use this code thousands of times. Like anyone can read this code, anyone can use this code multiple times. Okay, so now just a second. Hmm. So now you can see this is the package main. Okay, and this package import. So I'm importing this package. This is already written by anyone and I'm using this package to print something. So to print something, so here we have this println method. This is the package name dot println. So there is a one concept is there. uh, okay, I hope you got this packages means like you don't want to do the code duplication now, so in that case you will use this package. So if I go here simply, so you will see this is how they have implemented it. So if you want your code should take only a integer, so what you can do, you can just replicate change this code and add here int type, and it will just this function will just take the int only, and you will like all the time you don't have to just replicate it, just import the package and use it simply. So this is how packages will help us. So again it will help you to do the like big task and all. Okay, so there again we have this go development environment. Okay, so like you can just go for like installation. Now I'll tell you the installation part. Okay, so now you may have the like a different it where is like what system you are using, like if you are using the Windows. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to just go to this uh, website. Okay, let's say Golang. So you can just search go install. Okay, you can use the ID, different ID. I'll tell you. Uh, there is a Go land is there. This is the name. Okay, this is a very powerful one. Okay, Goland. Then VS Code is ID there. Okay, you can use that as well. So just search this Golang install. Okay, now you have to go this go.dev. Click on this. Now you can just okay. So for Mac as well, like we have these different methods here. Okay, so for go Windows it's very easy. Okay, so by default you can see the Windows only it's showing. Like simply you have to download this exe and you have to install that. Then there is a one part is there, like you have to set the like path and all, so that I'll tell you. So first thing is simply just downloading only. For this again you have to just do download and like follow this instruction like how to install and all. Okay, so once that downloading is done so there is a you need to set the path you have to set. Okay, so here my uh, Golang is where my Golang is present, here is the exact that exe is present. Okay, so it will download the latest version 1.22. If you want to go for another, so you can just check for another versions and you can download that, but it's better to download the latest one only. Okay, so once you like it's a zip file, it's downloading at this path, and now you have to set the path. Okay, path for this, like whenever you are running any application, so you want to show where exactly your exe is present, that. So for this Golang you have to set this is how you have to set the path. Okay, And once your installation, so for Windows it's difficult. I mean, like one other part is there, so I'll tell you. You have to go to the environment. For Linux and Mac it's the same only, like export that command and you need to set that path. But for Windows you need to go to here, like I have searched the environment. Okay, just environment I have searched, and then environment variables, and here you can see go path where my exe is present. Okay, so you can set here path, and once that is done, so you just have to save it, and you have to come back, apply changes and come back. And once that is done, so you have to just check whether it's installed correctly or not. Okay, so like what you can do, you can just type the go and you should see something. So if you are able to see it here, some I just type the go. Okay, go, enter, and it is showing like this. Okay, you can see the commands and argument. Okay, so go. Now when I have just typed the go, okay, here it will show you the complete documentation. It's related to anything. Okay, I mean, like you don't even require internet and all. Okay, you it's like visible there. So go, it's showing the structure, how you have to run the command. Go, command, and then argument. This is how you have to use it. Okay. So for installation, okay, like I want to install or I want to get something. Okay. So what I'll do, I want to install this package. So there are a few packages which is already there in the library. Okay, but there are another one now. Golang, whatever the basics tasks are there, like mostly it's file related, R related, size related, database related. So packages are there, but when you have to use the external packages, that is not there in the in this language. So you need to import that. That in that case you need to use the command go and then get command. So here, what are the things will come? Go build, go clean, go doc, go env, go fix. So this all will come here. Go run. So I'll use this go run, let's say for time being. And what it will do, it will compile and run the go program. Okay. And here I have to pass the argument. So you can see this is the array symbol. You can see it's a array. So you can pass the multiple argument here. So now I'll tell you go, then I can pass the, let's say, run, and then main.go. Okay, so you can pass the like multiple a comma c, whatever the things you have to pass, that I mean to say. But I want to just run this go main.go now, so I'll just run it, and it will show some output. Okay, so and make sure that like you are in the like correct path, like when you write the program now. So it's not I mean, like it's a good idea to create the environment like this. Like let's say this is the my user, you have this folder, and then go folder. So from here we should create this kind of structure here. It's good practice actually. Okay, so there is a folder structure I'll mention. So I'll just open it. There is a go folder I have created. Okay, I'll just go back. Okay, so now here you can see I'm in the go folder now. Okay, and you can see here I have created the. So you should also follow the same practice. It's just a practice. I mean, it's not mandatory, but it's good idea. So there is a go folder I have created. Inside that I have created this mini folder: src, package, pkg, and bin binary. Okay, src means inside that I will have the multiple projects. All my project, all my code, everything, whatever I will return, that is present in the inside src only. So I need to go to the src, and then I will have the project 1, project 2, project 3, and I'll write down there. This packages is having a packages which is like a Golang packages. Okay, and sometime like you create your own packages and you create the binaries. Like when you write down the go build and your main.go, or it required some .go file to create that binary. Like you required the uh, go file, main go file for creation. So you have to just pass that main.go file. So it will create the binary of that. Okay, like this. Now I'll just pass. Okay, now it is not present here. So I'll just go first that path, cd, then src, and then test project. Okay. So now I'm here. Okay. Now, okay. So I have this main.go file. Okay. Now what I'll do, go build. Build will create the binary of this project. Go build, and then you need to pass the main.go. Okay. So what it will do, it will create the binary. You can see exe is created here. Okay. So now, I mean, like where, and in all the projects, you will have only one main.go file. Okay. So it's like another language we have uh, like this is the starting point of your application. Simply you can say, okay, whatever the code you will return, whatever the things you will see here, all will start from here only. Like I will write the function 1 2 3, we have to write from here only. Like this is the starting point of your function. Simply you can say, okay. So now I want something that will execute before this main. And what is the situation, like why I require that? Okay, let's assume that in the main.go. Okay, so first I'll explain the I hope I mean like this installation only you got the idea. Installation, so you can just try that. Okay, like this setting this path, just check that how we have set in the path in the mine, like here you command go version, and it will just print the whatever the version that you have installed. Okay, and you need to check that. Okay, once that is done now, so this is the like we have created the folders now, like it's go bean and src, three folders we have created. So whatever the folder, inside that you have your code, your folders, your code that you have written. So that is they called as the workspace path. Okay, so my workspace is like go workspace. Okay, this is my workspace, go src test project. This is my workspace path, test project. So I'm pointing to my code here. Okay, so you can here you may have the multiple folders, so you can open that. Okay, now that is called as the like workspace where you have the code. So now there is a dependency management. Okay, so what it means, so now what will happen, you have like daily we are developing something. Okay, and like let's say I have this developed this application, and I'm at that time this code. Now Golang, we can see current version is like go it's a 2.1.22, correct? Now 1.21 I have installed, but currently it's 1.221. It's I'll show you here. You can see the latest one is 1.22, correct? But I have installed the 1.21. Now why this dependency and these things you required, why you need to manage that? Because if I develop this application using old packages, old version, so it should not create any impact. Okay, so for that purpose what we do, we need to keep the log of packages that you have used. Okay, so I'll tell you how we can keep the log, and why I hope you got the idea why dependency management is required, why you need to keep the log of this. So now let's assume that we are using the fmt version 1, and in future this package, let's say developed by the company AB. So now let's say this Cisco is developed these packages. Okay, now we have used their packages, we have developed our application, and later on, like after a year or 2 year, they found that this package has some issues, like some bugs they have, some vulnerability they have. So we need to fix that. So what they will do, they will change its code. they will fix that code and make its version 2. Okay, so when they will make this version 2, and now but we have developed our application on v1 only. So generally, the whatever the application we are, when we are moving from version 1 to version 2, most of the times, even like 90%, we will try to maintain the signature whatever is mentioned. Okay, like signature in the sense, the code, like when we move to the version 1 to version 2, there should not be case like v1, like whatever the person they are using the version 1, they will get impacted and their code itself is not running. So it's a rare case, but we need to consider that as well. Okay, so like we need to keep the log of all that versions. Okay, like how many packages you have used initially. Let's say you have developed your own application on v1, now it's v2. So for that purpose only, we need to keep log of everything there. Okay, we need to manage that things. So how you can do this? So you need to use this mod file, go mod init. So I'm initializing that. Okay, so for that init, so what it will do, it will just okay, sorry. Yeah, so when we use the different packages now, so in that case you need to use this mod file. Okay, so now we have used this single package only. Okay, now and you have to create the mod of that things now. So what you have to do, yeah, so what you have to do, you need to keep the log of that. So you need to run, you need to keep what how you'll do, you have to use this mod. There is a mod file is there and one sum file is there. Okay, so sum file, I'll tell you how it will look. Just a second. Its signature is like go mod, just let's say go mod. So how you can see go mod init, go mod init, and then you need to mention the. Okay, now you can see go mod is created here. What I have done, go mod. So I don't know its command. So what I have tried first, go, then I have just enter the go. Then I got to know that you can use this mod and all. Go run, go mod, go build. So I have used the mod. Now I can pass the multiple attributes or multiple parameters like this. Here is the signature. I have used this go mod. So mod, here is the mod. So it's a single command. You can see it's a single. Okay. And here is the array. Array means you can pass the multiple. So I don't know how I have to pass. So I have what I have done, go mod, and I don't know what is the next. So I have just enter. So now it will tell you the more details here. What you can do, you can download, edit, init. So I want to init this. What it will do, initialize the new model in the current directory. Then I have again run this command, go mod init, and then I have passed the my main. So it will create the log and it will say, you can see you have used this version 1.21. Now there is again similar only go mod. Uh, I think it will create the, yeah, go mod. Okay. So it will download all your dependencies, whatever is there. Okay, but it's a Golang only now, so we have not used any external one. So if you use the external one now, so what it will do, it will create a Go some file, some summary file, and it will keep log of all this. Like you have used the package FMT and you have used its version v1. We have used the package v2. We have used the version it's 5, fifth version you have used. So whenever next time, like, and we commit this file. Okay, whenever we write the code now, we commit this file. So next time, whenever the person, like now long back, like years back, you have developed this project, and when I'll come now, so what I'll do, I'll just run this program, go mod or go run main.go. So what it will do, instead of downloading dependencies from the internet, it will go here in the mod and summary file, and it will check, oh, this is the fmt package, and long back they have used the v1, so I should use the v1 only. So I it will go and download the v1, that specific version, that whatever you have mentioned na, it will download that specific packages only. So it doesn't matter whether Cisco change these things or not change. So for that purpose, we it will not, it is not like if we have they may have required in future passing the multiple attribute to this, but our code is working here. So now if you found it any bugs or anything else, so better to check the number of stars there, like what on the GitHub you can check the number of stars and use the maximum number of stars labeled like dependencies only. Okay, whenever you are using it, so it will download that specific versions packages, and it will use that only, so your code is not impacting. So for that purpose you need to manage like this dependencies and all. Okay, now there is a unit testing is there. So unit testing is like it's like testing packages there for in the Golang. So you have to use that package, okay, for writing the unit test cases. Unit test cases means you have to just check that these functions only. Let's say you have written the function add. So what it will do, let's say it will add function you have written, okay, and it will take the number one, okay, like no I have I don't number, okay, one, let's say number two, and both are of type int, and it will return the int only. This is my signature. Okay, now I want to return the number one plus number two. So this is the package, this is the function I have written, add function. But now I want to write the unit test cases, means the test cases for this file. So in which case it will fail. So I want to test that. It's like a positive and negative scenario. It's testing related part only. Okay. And so they like how we can write that test cases. It's again a different part only, but I'll tell you. You can just like right click on any functions and generate unit test cases for function. So what it will do, it will create the file with the same name, adding underscore test only, underscore test. Let's say you have the file name add, and you have to write the test cases now. How it will do? We have to write the add underscore test dot go, and you have to write down the packages or functions here. Okay, like test cases. So now how it will work? Okay, so here automatically some few test cases will come. So let's say signature. So I have written the her name, like name is positive test case. Positive test case means whatever I will pass, that is only what I'm expecting. Okay. So arg, then again. Okay. So here number one, let's say 5. Then again number two equals to 10. And I have passed these two numbers. So what this function will should do, it should return value want equals to 15. Okay, so this is what I'm expecting from this function. Now I have to run these test cases, so you can just right click on this and you can just test it. Okay, so what do you think? Okay, mode is need to add it. Okay, just a second. So yeah, I'll explain this later. It's maybe like you will get confused here. Okay, so this is how only like you have to write the test cases. I mean, like in general it will be like a difficult one. Okay, so again when we have to run the test cases file now, so how you will run this? go and run, or there is again, I'll just type the go. So what are the option you will see? Taste, to taste the packages. So go taste, and whatever the file name you have given, you have to write down that and it will taste the flow. Okay. So this is how like a simple test cases you can write it. So yeah, so now unit testing, it's a I hope you got the idea on this code, like how you can install these things. And just a second, I'm just changing the network. And like how this code is working, how this why Golang is there, like how we have to write the test cases, like just what is the test cases, just okay, at least like testing packages there to write down the unit test cases. We have to write the whenever you have to write the test cases for this, let's say file name is a, so you have to create the file name a underscore test.go, and then you have to write down your test cases here. And now you got the idea on this, why there is a dependency is required, how you can run this, how you can install this. So you got idea on this, like, or anyone has any doubt on this, so you can ask it now.
So I did not get that. Go more tidy. You ran right.
Ha ha. Okay, so go mode, what it will do, it will create the just list,
Okay.
what are the packages that you have used. And there is a one go mode tidy means what it will do, when you have this list with you and you have to install that specific packages, in that
Okay.
case you can use this go mod tidy, so it will go to this file and it will check for all that packages and it will install it simply. So for
Okay.
that purpose we use it. Yeah. So yeah, then you got the idea like why Golang is originated, how it is different from the other languages. So that is the how it is different from other languages. So the basic thing is like here, whatever the variables that we have declared, so we have to use that. So memory optimization is there. Again, it has less keywords. So using 25 keywords only, you can build a big application. But in Java, we have the 52 keywords. It's like almost double. And it's bit difficult then when there is a large data. So it's bit difficult. Again, in Golang, we have the concurrency. So there is we can write the concurrency here. We can communicate with the different threads, whatever the task is there now. So let's say you have the task, you have to write down the one Excel sheet. So there is 1,000 row is there, and manually you are writing one by one row. Now you have like manual means, let's say you have the for loop that will write one in 1 second, it is writing one row. Okay, but now you have you want to increase its, like you want to optimize that flow. So let's say now you have increased the worker or threads or go routine. Now, if you increase go routine to 2, let's say, so assume that it's taking just half an a second to add this value in a one row. So two workers are there, so they will split the task, and one will just write down the half row, another will just write down the half row. So kind of way. So it's using concurrency, you can just optimize the things. Okay, whatever the complex part of C language, that is removed, and whatever the important things are there from the C language, that is kept into the this language like a Golang. The important part of the object oriented languages like Java, there we have taken all these points, like we here in Golang also we can create the Java or object oriented programming concept, we can implement that here in Golang as well. Okay, so that is again a important thing. And this packages, then you got the programs, like we have written the program addition. So if you have to create the packages, so you have to just create this folder here. We'll write down this new file. add dot go, and now it's package let add. Okay, now I want to get this, I want to add this method share. Control Z. So I'll go here, I'll write down here. Okay, just a second. I have copied the wrong, huh? So add. So now we have to, whenever you have to use this now, so what it will do, you will just import this here, and you can just call that method like like this, and you can see you are seeing the signature. So you can see I have written that in this folder, and I'm just calling it. So I'm just passing it 5, 2, and let's say 6. Okay, and now I'm running this. Go run main.go. It's exe executed. Sorry. Go run main.go. So you can see 8 output. I got it. So how it works? Add package. I have written that. So I have written that package here. Add. So it will go here. This is the add package, and this is the things I want to get. Got it? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. So you got the idea, like installation, dependency, a little bit about the testing. This is the little bit, I mean, it's bigger than this Go itself, but yeah, it's again just have the idea like why unit testing is there, how we can create it. That's the idea. And I hope you got this like a library bit, little bit about the this environment and how we can set up the things. Okay. So you can just have like kind of like revision here, maybe you'll get new ideas. Okay,
Yeah.
everyone has like a different learning pattern.
Do we have
Mm.
any same like hacker rank or lead code? Any practicing site is there
Yeah,
for?
yeah, yes, we have. So this is the, so here you can go, playground is there.
Uh-huh.
Go playground, just search that. Okay, and here you can go it. So this is the link. Okay, and just run this like this, click on this run, it will run it like this, and you have to add anything, just run it.
No, I'm seeing hacker rank. You can see some problem solving.
Oh,
That type.
currently it is not there. I mean, like not
Okay.
kind of that, but
Mm-hmm.
so you can go like this. Go by example. One website is there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So hello world, value, variable, constant, for loop, if else. Now we want to
Perfect.
check
Perfect.
the variable. So you can just click on the variable, and you will see the example, like how
Mhm.
variables are declared. Check this
Okay.
like this.
One more thing, coming to the interview
Mm-hmm.
side. For example, if I'm attending any Golang related interview,
Mm-hmm.
what all are questions? Questions means not for Go.
Mm-hmm.
See, Go, they need some framework also, correct? No?
Correct,
If
correct.
you are,
Yeah.
if you are going to web development area, maybe
Mm-hmm.
Gin, Go or something like that. Okay, it's required. Uh, Additionally, they're asking for a REST API. What is that REST API?
Okay. Okay. That is little different concept, but yeah, REST API means like now what will happen? Like your team is working in the Python code. Okay, you
Mhm.
have developed the application that will just calculate the tax and give me the final output. How much tax is required? I have to pay it. Okay, and now I have written the APIs that will just calculate the details from the customer. Okay, and I have written in the Golang, let's say. So what I'll do, my application will take the income reports from the customer. Now I have the details. I have written in the Golang. Now I have to send that details to you, and your
Okay.
application is running on the different server, different system, different maybe any place like AWS anywhere. Okay, So we need to write some communication. We have some communication to get these details, to get the tags, final tag kind of things. So using HTTP methods, we communicate like HTTP get method, post method, put method, delete, patch methods are there. So using HTTP methods, we communicate and we send and we get the data. So that is
Mhm.
called as the REST APIs, like communication happening with the help of HTTP methods, like
Oh,
that.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah, in the interview, this asked mostly kind of question like why Golang, how packages, and kind of question mostly it's asked what is the workspace. Yeah, most important, how to set the path, like that. Okay, this is the little bit advanced, but other all is asked in the mostly in the interview. So you can just
Do
keep
we
this
need
in the
to
mind.
learn any front-end technology also for
Oh
getting?
no, it's not mandatory to have the front end technology for this. Because at Golang, like you don't require anything kind of dependent one. Okay, like in Java, if you say it now, so you should like people will say like you should have any database knowledge at least or any front end technology, so you will get hired early. But in Golang, it's not like that. Even if you go just know the Golang only now, you can just crack all those interviews and other things are mostly optional, but currently nowadays it's better to have the DevOps related knowledge, any cloud or Docker related things. And if you are a front end guy, so better go for, or check for this React JS. That is again in the trending in the market, so you can get the much more idea on that. Yeah.
Okay, super.
One doubt regarding that Go mode. So here, no, in our project, they are using Go mode tidy and Go mode vendor as well. So vendor, what
Hmm.
does vendor does?
Hmm. Oh, vendor, nah. Okay.
Yes, yes, vendor.
So okay, so now you have okay vendor. So go mod vendor you have to do, and okay. So in the vendor, what we have to do, there is a let's say in the package like when we have the go pkg and there is a three different folders I have shown you, na, like src
Yes,
pkg and bin. Okay,
yes,
so now all our dependency are placed in that code is present at src
yes.
and other two are like related to dependencies only. There only you will place your dependencies. But now there is a scenario you want to put your all your dependency at your project folder only, vendor. Okay, so there you create the vendor folder and all your dependency will place at that folder itself. Okay, so
Okay,
you don't have to worry about that like versioning update and all. So it is again safe only if you have to update again if any version update is coming or any like structure changes there, so you can simply just go there and modify that particular, just change that functions code by going that vendor and you can do that. So for that purpose
okay,
like we use that.
okay. So Go mode tidy is like downloading the packages and all. Uh,
Yes,
And Go
yes,
mode
yes.
vendor is like if we are upgrading the versions and all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, thank you.
So now we'll go like this structure of a program. Okay, so now just a second. So like structure of your program is like I'll explain the how your structure will look. Okay, this is the exe I'm deleting. Okay, now you can see this is your main file or main function. Okay, your file name can be anything here. Okay, you may have the like server.go, main functions.go, anything. Your file name can be anything, but starting point, like your program should have at least one main function. Okay, if your program don't have any main function now, so there is no use, then it will not execute simply. So all your programs, all your folders, whatever the servers that you are having, they mandatory will have this main function. This is the starting point of your code. And here again, starting point mean and again it's a like signature will be the same like func. This is the keyword, and this function name, and this is the argument. Okay, so you can't just change its signature here. It should be same only. Okay, you can't just like do the uh how what that called as like different signature. You can't just convert this function as a polymorphism, I mean to say. Okay, so its signature should be same. You need to keep that. So now there is a case or scenario uh, you want some prerequisite before executing. Let's say some file operations are there. Okay, and file operations are there, then some database connectivity is there. Okay, so in that case what will happen, your like you should be ready at that time. Like when cursor will come here, it will execute this line number 9. But let's say here we have some file operations like file write write down the in a specific file. So before that you should check whether that file is exist or not. Now let's say at the same line there is some database related code is there. Let's say db.insert operation is here. So you should check that whether database is connected or not successfully. So this checking file, checking database connection, it's a kind of prerequisite, correct? Like we are doing the when we are doing the major operations, so we are not checking like whether database is connected or not. At first place only we add all our prerequisite. So to write that kind of code, we use this init function. This is the init. Okay, so let's say I have added the init function like this from init. Now what you are expecting the output from this? Anyone tell me what will be the
Addition.
output? No,
This
no.
output will be start.
Okay, forget about output. Now tell me what sequence you will see the output. Like which one will get execute first, or
First init.
Yes.
from init? Yeah. So let's see whether we are getting correct or not. So I'm just running it. You can see from init and then start. So you can see this init signature is same here. Okay, again you have to keep the same signature. Okay, so you can just write down the variable like var, let's say age, or let's say name equals to ABCD. Now you will go inside this and update the value name equals to XYZ. Now you will print the value of name. So what it will do, it will go here and you should see the updated value. So it is performing some operation. It is doing prerequisite kind of thing here. Okay. So what can be the prerequisite? Like checking file is present or not before doing the file operation, DB connections. So what I'll do, all the places like database connection is there. So I'll write down get connection. I'll pass the host and all that things, and I will store that host client here in the global. So at that next place, I'll do, I'll just directly call that like db connection dot insert get collection, or like just insert the operation. So I'm ready to just directly perform the operations. Here I don't have to worry whether database is there or not, or file is there or not. So to add the prerequisite kind of code, we use this init function. Okay.
One more thing.
Mm-hmm.
If we are changing that init value to means
Mm-hmm.
keyword to some other name,
Mm-hmm.
it will initial means it
Mm-hmm.
will start first.
Yeah. So that again, I will show you. Let's say this is the age, it's an integer, and there is a statement, and you are just printing the age. So this is the signature. I have changed that init, correct?
Okay.
So this is the only question you are asking, na? Correct?
No. That
Hmm.
see function init is there. That is
Hmm.
one name only. Okay. We can
Okay.
use any of the name. For example, you can use init_1 or something, correct? No?
Okay.
Uh, if
No. You have to keep this name similar to, like, here again we are keeping the same name now. This is again same name only, you have to keep it.
Okay.
From init1. Okay. Now again I'll replicate this from init2. Now let's see what it will do. So you can see here you can write down the multiple in it and it will follow the same sequence where you have declared. But signature, again, you can see here I'm not calling it manually. You can see this one, but I have called it, no, this is my function now. Even if I just keep the signature same now, you can see now I'll keep the signature same. Okay, sorry. Like this, INIT. So you can see it is crying, like it is not allowing me to change this signature.
Okay.
You have to keep the same signature. Now if I just remove this, so it will work. Got it?
Yeah. That means we can use multiple init function.
Init
Correct.
function as well with same, and it will follow the sequence. You can see from init initially 0, and in the sequence you are declaring on calling now, same it will follow it simply
Okay.
like 0, 1, 2, 3, like that. Okay. So now you got like why we are using this init and how main function we have to write, why main function is required. This is the starting, actual real starting point is init, but it is just used for like to make or arrange the prerequisite kind of things. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I'll just refresh it. Now, what we have to do, now you got the main. Okay, so now what I'll do, I'll just write down the my functions. Okay, so like you understand the, like, why this main and init. Okay, so what I'll do now, I'll write down my function init, let's say, and here we are passing, let's say, variable age, and it's a int, and again I'm just printing here int, a simple operation. So now this is not our function. Okay, like we have changed its signature now. So this is the this is not the Golang function. This is the our one function. Okay, so we have to call that function. Otherwise, it will not get called. Okay,
Okay.
so whatever the functions which is called by the compiler, that get the memory by default or automatically, like this calling this main function. You don't have to manually call this main function, it will automatically call. You don't have to manually call this function, automatically it got call. So compiler, it will check what is the signature and it will call according to that. It will allocate the memory and all that for that function execution. So we don't have to worry about that. Okay, but let's say the point, this one init capital one, and we have, let's say, custom function. This is the custom function. Like I have written that custom function. So I need to call that custom function manually. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just call here, and how we have to call that function, you need to pass the required argument. Okay, you can see I have just called that function, but I have not passed. So what it's showing the error, you can see not enough argument. What it is saying, have empty, want integer in the response. Like in integer we need to pass the parameter. So you can see here it is expecting integer. So what we will do, we will pass the 55, let's say, and 55 is the like a age. And now what it will do, from the custom function, let's say it is just printing this. Let's say now I'll just run it. You can see custom function into, and this whatever you have passed. So this is the custom function, and we have passed that, and we have just printed it. So this is your custom function, and you need to call that custom function manually. Got it? How and other thing is like structure, mean to say the package on the first line in any program, any file, your first line will be the package only. Which
Okay.
function or which uh, like which is the package, from which package we are calling it. So package main, it will see, if you see the package name, so Go compiler will automatically provide the memory and all. We don't have to worry. But now here again, you can see the package add. This is our function. This is our package. So we need to manually import this add. We need to call this, and we have to import this package here, and then only it will get called. Got it? So how the first line is like package only. You can see in any file, you should see the first line is the package only. Okay, so you will get to know that in which package it is. You can create the custom, or like this is the custom package only. Okay, now if you, let's say, go here, I'll show the another different packages like this. So you can see I have written this function println. Okay, now what its signature is showing, a dot 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 any. Any means interface. Okay, that will I'll tell you what that interface mean. Now when there is a variable part is there na, so I'll tell you that. So interface means anything. Now you don't know whether you will pass the integer, array, boolean, float. You can pass anything, and that function will take that, and it will just print it. That's the function it will do. That's it. And now there are so many functions. Now we are calling the fmt, but where this what is the package name of this? So on the top we will go and check what is the package. You can see package is fmt. So we are calling that fmt package here, fmt dot println. So fmt we have imported, and dot we are calling the println method. So what is the println method here do? So you can see there are so many format string is there. Again, println is also there. Sprintf is there. Println is there. So sprint is there. So you can call any method that you can see here. Okay. This is how, like, you have to import that, and you have to call its methods here. Okay. So again, now you got the like why package, how we can import these. Okay, here all the import statement you have to write down here. Now import you need to write down. If it is a single one na, so you can just remove this one as well. It will not make much impact. Like this, it will just work, it will work. But when there is a multiple one na, in that case you need to use this bracket, and then you can add this like parenthesis, and you can add this. Got my point? When there is a multiple, you need to use this, and when there is a single, you can use the single import, and this dependency or package you can just mention here. Got it? And any doubt here?
All good. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So now, so now after that, once your import statement is done, then only your program is start. Like the package is done. Now you have imported all your statement, all your import statement here only. Okay, if I import, like if I use the OS package, let's say I'll show you OS dot create file, let's say, and it will just take few. Okay, so now I have just used the OS dot create, and you can see OS is imported here automatically, or you have to import that. Okay, so OS again, if I use the random, some number is there, let's say, so random dot int, so it will int and int 31, and okay, so it will give you random number in between 3. So you can see math.random package is imported. So this is how like you have to import all your statement. Now we are declaring the variable here. The important part is here. There are so many ways you can declare the variable. Okay. And here again, if you just remove the unused package now, so it should automatically remove. I mean, it will do automatically. Unused packages, unused variable, it will automatically remove. Okay. And now I'll tell you, I'll define the variable, let's say test number. Okay. And I'll assign it to 0. Now you can see it is throwing the error. What it is saying, test number declared but not used. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll just pass that here in this function, or I'll just use that for like for operation. So now it is used. So now this error is gone. So all the variables, local variables, whatever you have declared, that you have to use it. Okay. Local means that is declared in between this scope in this packet here and here, in between only. Okay. That is called as the local variable. Whatever the variable that is declared outside called as the global variable. Okay. Now let's say var number num1 comma num2 equals to 5 comma 2 like 3 3. So this is called as the like a multiple variable declaration in one line. Like you can see a comma b equals to b comma like a comma a. Like what it will do, it will assign 22 to this first number, 22 to this second number. You can use the multiple one as like, let's say now test name, and one more I need to assign it. So test value. Now you can see how I'm declaring it. And this is the global variable. And you can see here I have not used that global variable, but still it is working. But here, if I just declare any local variable, local var,
Do we
and
need to
I,
use capital letters
no,
in
no, it's not
global?
mandatory. No,
Okay.
no, even I can use this as a small. Now you can see small var and value is a. It works. The point of using capital and small is all associated with scope. Whatever the variable or variable or functions that you have declared in a caps. So do you know concept of you can see here like I have declared in a small but not used now, so it is throwing error. But outer one, that is global, that is working fine. You can see
Okay. Yes.
yes. Huh. The important point is here. Okay, so yeah, now what will happen? Yeah, so what now like caps and small, that play very important role here. Okay, like you can see whatever the functions I'm calling now, like in the package mostly all the variables are in caps only. You can see caps, this one is again caps, capital, 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 all are almost capital. You will not see any in a small. Okay, I'll tell you why. Because when we write any functions or any any like a variable in a capital na, so their scope is limited, or like their scope is outside of that package, you can say, not limited to that. Okay, so how, I'll tell you example. Now you can see, let's say in the add function, this is the add function I have written. Okay, now I'll write one more function, let's say sum of three number, and it will take number one comma number two and number three. and all are of type integer. And what this function will do, it will return the integer only. And what is the calculation I have to return? Return number 1 plus number 2 plus number 3. So what this function is doing, you can see I have written in the small. Okay, and this is written in the small. So now I'll show you. Okay, I'll just repeat again, and I'll just change the, it's let's say again a new variable. Let's say sum of 4, and sum of 4, and let's say it is again in a caps. Now this one is in caps, this one is in small, only this is small. Okay, now again what I'll do, where test number and its value is 10. Okay, again I will declare the variable var small variable equals to 20 to 20. Okay, now I'll tell you how it makes the impact. Now here, okay, so you got this, so I'll just to avoid the confusion, I'll just remove this. Yeah, so now you can see I have to call any function here. So what I'll do, function, let's say calling, and I have to call the add function from that package, add dot. So when I write the dot now, it will show me what are the details are visible. So you can see only 3 are I'm able to see, 1, 2, and 3, and all are in caps only. So what it means, what are the visible? 1, 2, and 3 only. These 2 are not visible, 1 and 2. Why it is not visible? Because it is declared in the small, so its scope is limited to this file only. You can use this variable inside this file only. And now you want to export, so this is called as unexported item. Unexported item, if it is declared in the small, so that is unexported. Now you want to export this item, like how we do the import and export. Now we have to transfer some item from like this country to India to USA. So we are exporting something, means same item, like if it is declared in the capital, so it is exported item. It means this item I can export. So similarly, whatever is in the capital, that I can able to here access only. So now you can see I can able to access the add function, add variable, and test number as well. So now if I run this, what it will do, it will call that and you will to go, and you can see calling 10. So this 10 value of from here, it is printed. So now I'll show you whether small, if I do this small, so what it will throw. It will throw you error. You can see undefined, not accessible. Their scope is limited to here category or this country only. This is not the exported item. This one is the exported item. All, it is associated with all. Now I'll declare any variable like slice, array, map, structure, function, anything. If it is written in the capital, exported. Okay. So for that reason only, you can see the point is here. You can understand whatever the thing you are calling after dot, that should be definitely in the caps only. And it is in the caps only 100%. Now you can see fmt dot println. So P is capital, you can see, correct? Now I drop down the another fmt dot. You can see append, println, rrf, format, and all are in the caps. Do you see anything in the small? No, na? Because that is not taxable. All whatever come after dot, it should be in a, it will be definitely by default only it's caps only, because otherwise it's not accessible. So you can see now if I call the add, so it's accessible. So it is asking some numbers. So let's say 10, 20. So this is how I'm passing it. Two argument it required, and I have passed the two, and it's accessible. So now you got the exported and unexported item as well, correct? So the concept of this exported and unexported, that concept we have taken from this Java. So in the Java we have public and private variable. Public means anyone can access. So this is the public. Whatever is in the capital is the public one. You have to just import package and you can use it. This written in the small, so it is private property. We can't, anyone can't use that. Inside whatever the, like I'm here only now in this package, so this is my home, so it's accessible to me and I can use that here. So if I want to print here, so you can see the small variable is accessible, small. You can see here I can able to use that like this, correct? Here I can able to use that because it's a private and I'm also staying in the private only. So now you got the public and private or exported and unexported item. So this functionality is similar to Java. So from Java we have taken that, like we want to combination of, I told you yesterday, it's like a kind of combination of Java and C language. So that is the Golang. So now you got the how variable you have declared, how you can declare the variable. This is the global variable. This is the function, and how you can create your custom functions, how you can call that. Okay, so there are multiple ways, like we can, like now you also got the idea how packages works. Like if it is a capped item, so you have to create the packages. So like how you have created the add here, and add is the package, and then add.go, and here you have to keep the package name same, add. So using that only you are able to call that. Okay, so you got the idea about package as well. Also, like how main functions like is used, how packages are imported, and now we are seeing this variables now. Okay, so now I'll tell you, there are like now you got the variables, how you can declare. First way is using this, using var keyword. Okay, outside of function you can't declare the variable in a short declaration. This is the long declaration actually. Okay, I'll tell you what is mean by long. The variable declaration signature is var keyword. Okay, then variable name, and then type. This is the signature. Okay, this is the formula, you can say. Using this formula only you are able to declare the variable. Now I have to declare the integer. So what I'll do, var, let's say marks, and its type of int 32, let's say. So you can see I have followed the same formula. Var is the var keyword, variable name is marks, and type is integer. Similarly, if I have to declare the var is active boolean variable, you can see I have followed the same rule. Var is the name, variable name is this, and type is this. So there are so many types available, and Golang is very strictly type bounded. Okay, so you can't just add like numbers. Now I'll tell you in this addition number. Okay, let's say now we have it. I'll just yeah. So now let's say you have to perform one operations. Where is our main function? Okay, we have removed that. Now in the main function, I'll tell you how you can write down the function. Now let's say you have declared the variable var, let's say number 1, and it is of type int 16, and it hold the value, let's say 10. Okay, similarly now I'll use the variable of type int 32, and let's say it hold the value 20. Okay, variable, I need to change it. Now I'll use the number 3 colon equals to number 1 plus number 2. Okay. So you can see what it is done automatically. It has converted that number to
in 16.
in 16. This larger one we have type bounded. We are typecasting, simply converting this number to in 16, and now both are having same type, and then only we are able to add it. Now what I'll do, I'll just remove that in 62 or in 16. Now you can see what it is saying. Invalid operation number 1 and number 2 mismatch type, and type is in 16 and in 32. Even both are integer, still we are not able to do the calculation because both are having different type. Got it? So you don't have to, like, it is very strictly typed language. Okay, you can't just directly add this kind of variables. So value is same, but their type is different. If I even if I make it here 10, still it will do the same. Mismatch data type because its type is different. Okay, so I need to do the typecasting, and for that typecasting only I have converted that to int 16. Now it is convertible. Okay, so it is able to convert, so fine. But now if this int 16, what int 32 I have converted, now if I do like this, what it is saying, untyped constant int 32 value variable overflows, because this we have used this in 32, but in 32 is not able to handle these big values.
I think you have to use in 64.
In 64 or maybe more than that. In 64 is I think largest one, but that
Okay.
kind of variables only you have to use it. Okay, let's say here only it is crying. Okay, you are not. So I'll try with, let's say, in 64 maybe int 64. You can see it hold the value that much. So that is the reason Golang is very efficient one. Like unnecessarily people generally use in 32. Like in C language, there is no this kind of variables. In 32, in 64, int. There is only int is there. Okay. So here it's like giving you the choice. Whatever is your requirement, use that kind of variable. Unnecessarily, why we should use the int 64 here? Correct, na? We are wasting the memory. So now you can see how much memory we have optimized. Let's say now we don't want this two variable and so only. So I can use the int 16 also. Not, what is this? Int 16 also not works. Yeah. So int 32 here. So like this. In two variable I can use. So like that. I mean, like whatever is your requirement, you have the choice, choose that kind of variables only. Okay, now here I have done the typecasting, and here I have printed the variables. Okay, now there are different types or different way of declaring the variable. This is called as the short variable declaration. Short variable declaration. Short means you have not mentioned anything, just assign the value directly, and internally it will check the value and convert that value. You can see number 3 value is in 16. Got it? But here I have not mentioned anything here. Now let's say I will declare the variable now test, test, and I will assign the value like equals to false. So by default its type will be boolean. You can see I have not declared here type. Do you see anything here? I have followed this way where variable name and type. I have not mentioned this type, but compiler, what it is doing, it is checking the type of this variable internally and getting the value. Now I'll just change this to 0. You can see still it works, and now type is integer. Now I'll use the 0.0. Now it check, it is using the float 64 like that. So checking internally and then converting their type and assigning that. Got it? So this short declaration will not work outside. Okay, now you can see here I have used it, and I'll just print it. Your code is working fine. Correct? Test. Now I'll just run it. if you are not able to see any error, it means it is working. Okay, so calculation is done. Okay, now what I'm doing, I'll just convert these. I'll just keep this variable outside. Okay, and now you can see what it's showing, expected declaration. Here we do not see the any declaration. So now what you have to do, so this declaration is not there. So what you have to do here, outside, whenever you are declaring variable outside, you have to use the var, and this colon equals to will not work. So now you can see here again, I have not given the type, but it will take according to that. And you can see it's float 64 automatically taken, correct? Or here I can give the type now. I can give you the type like float 32, let's say. And now you can see float 32 type is taken. Got it? Outside where you need to use it. Inside you can use the short declaration. Okay, now we also understand the scope of the variable. This is declared outside, so inside that it is present. But now any variable is declared in this function. Let's say inner variable, and it's declared here. And let's say here again, I have used also. But now I want to use this variable. Let's try what it is saying. It is not even showing the inner variable. You can see undefined here simply because their scope is limited to this function only, correct? So that is the reason. So now you understand like how variables can be declared. Okay, one more way is there. Now you understand this signature first. Now I will ask you the questions like where let's say a list of names and its array of string. So now can anyone tell me what is the variable name here
List of names,
and the type?
String.
string, array of string.
Array of
Yeah.
string is the type.
Yes.
So now I'll just change the same with list of, let's say, list of emp array of, let's say, string only again, but here I'm just changing here 50. Now, tell me what is the type here?
Array only, but length is 50.
Length is 50. So this is called as the slice.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is called as the array.
Array. Okay.
Array. So now this is the most asked question simply. What is the difference? So difference is here. In case of array, your size is associated in the type. Because in the type you see 50 is mentioned, the size is there. But here you don't see that type. In the type, there is no size mentioned, correct? It's only empty. So what will happen when I run this, when I use this variable? So 50 empty element will directly, let's say instead of this, I'll use this enter. So we'll get the more idea. And I will print the both list of employee and list of this. Let's say list of names, list of employee. Okay, now you can see what happened here. Oh, I have made, okay, I have written here actually, my bad. Here I have to print it. And that variable is again, it is written where, yeah, So now what I'll do, I'll just make it caps, this one, and what I'll do here again, I'll make the caps. Okay, no, sorry, my bad. Here only you have to pick it because that is the main function. Okay, now, yeah, so now you can see, yeah, so I'll just print it. Now, what is the expected output? So for this list of names, you can see it is slice. So no size is associated, no memory is allocated, only empty. But here it is defined array, 50 empty elements are there. Okay. So playing with array is very difficult. Like someone will ask you, when in which case should use this, and in which case we should use this slice. So in the scenario where we have the we have the uh, multiple operations, slice operations, like there is a decreasing element, adding element, increasing size. So this is not possible in case of array. Simply you have to, what you have to do, it is very costly, I mean to say. Not possible means very costly. Like let's say I have to increase it, I have to add one element here. So there is no append operation. You can't just increase the element here. What you have to do, you have to create the new array with 51 size, and you have to copy that array here, and then you have to add that element. So you can see how much memory it will take. First you need to create that, then you have to copy, and then you have to add. So very hectic one, not like memory friendly, you can say. But here you can see, yeah. So now here in the file, now what I'll do, now you understand like how what is the difference, basic difference here. Okay. So but in case of list of item, like the in case of slice, now it's very easy. Now let's say you have to add some element, list of names is I have to use, let's say. Okay, I'll change the name instead of this. List of EMP IDs. Okay. Now a list of employee ID equals to append 22. Okay. Now if I just print it, so what it will do, it will append element here 22, it will assign here, and it will show you. So only one element we have added here. Okay. So it's like it has some like a length, capacity attribute. Slice is having that. Okay. Capacity is associated with slice only. I'll tell you what is the difference in between that. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll print. Now you understand like a basic difference between slice and array. When we should use this array in case where we have this number of element fixed, and we are sure that we don't have to increase it. We don't have to perform any operation like CRUD operation mostly. So in that case, we can go for this. But you want the dynamic size of array. In that case, you can go for this slice. Okay. So now what I'll do, I'll use the length of this list of employee IDs, comma, capacity of length of employee ID. And this length and capacity function is only associated with slice only. Okay. Now you can see length is 1, capacity is 1. Now what I'll do, I will add this here, and instead of 22, I'll just add the 44, let's say. And now I will run this. So you should see the difference here. Now capacity now is increased to 2, and length is also 2. Now the basic and most important difference is here. Now you can see here is the most important thing. So this is the most asked question again in the mostly interviews. Okay, so now you can see the difference is basic difference here. The length is 3 now, but capacity is doubled. In this case also, length is 1, capacity is 1. Once you reach to that capacity, after that adding one element in the slice, your capacity will get double. Now in the length is 1, you have added one element and your capacity will get doubled here. Got my point?
Yes.
Huh. And now your capacity is doubled and length is 3. Okay. So here again I'll add maybe statement.
So if we now append it again, so the capacity again will be double.
Correct. Capacity. No, now check it now. So I'll
Okay.
show you. Let's say this one. So once that is done, so what I mentioned, if we add, so instead of that, I will add the 55. Okay. Now, what I said, if it reach when length and capacity is same, when length is increasing, in that case only it will get double. Now, let's see the output. Output you can see length is same, capacity is also same because initially it was 3. Now length is 3 initially, but we have the capacity. It means we can add one more element there. So we have added one more element. Okay. Now I'll repeat it again and
Okay.
now tell me output. What will be the output? What is the capacity and what is the length now?
I 8.
Yes. Capacity is 8 now. Capacity will get doubled. 8 and length is 5 now. So till 8 it will be same. Now if I add the 3 more element na, in that case also, like if I add one more element, length is 6, capacity 8. Again one more element, length is 7, capacity 8. Again one more element, capacity length is 8 and capacity is 8. Once I add the ninth element, then it is get doubled. So now 16 will be the capacity and 9 will be the length. Got it? Got it, na?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is how length and capacity works.
One more thing,
Okay.
after this class, can you share this code also?
Fine. Yeah, it's a rough only, but yeah, I can share it. Okay. So yeah, so now you understand how capacity and length works. Okay. And here, this is the list of EMP now. So what I'll do, and okay, now let's say length. It will be the same only, but this is not used or associated for array. I mean to say
Okay.
the 50-50 only, because here it will not change it now, so it will be same. So you understand the difference, like how it works. Now the point is, which is the efficient one generally? So people say, I mean, like this is the important, I mean, like most used is a slice. Yeah, slice is there, but here we are wasting the memory as well. I'll tell you. Now let's say similarly you are just doubling the memory. At one point, let's say you have the, now how it allocate the memory, it will allocate memory like this. It will just create the 8 empty block. Okay, like 0 0 0 0 0 8 times it will create it, and here 5 element, so 5 will have the size here. Okay, but now let's take the scenario where you have the capacity of 199. Okay, now you have the one, let's say capacity is 200 you have, and you want to store the 199 element. Okay, so what will happen? And here let's say, okay, just a second, maybe this will confuse you. So what I'll do, I'll just write down the example like 0 comma This okay. So now how it will work? It will now 8 is the capacity. Okay, now you have to add when you reach the capacity and length is same. At that time it will look for double size element only simply. Now 16 size it is expecting, but how many element you have? Only 9. In this case you have 8 is the capacity and element you have 5 only. So what it will do, your cursor or your Golang compiler, what it will do, it will take this capacity. Let's say it is a 8 capacity. It will go to the memory. It will check for continuous 8 empty block. Continuous 8 empty block. It will check. And how many element you have? You have only 5. Even though there is a 5 empty block you found, still it will not use that. Now you can see, let's say this one. 0. So here what will happen? Here you have the sixth empty element. But what your compiler will do? No, I don't want 6 1. Even though I have 5 element, I don't want 6. I want 8 block only. So it will skip that block and it will look for 8 empty block only. So it will do like this, 8 like this, and it will use this block only in the memory. It will not use this block, it will use this block. So even though you have this memory, it will go for the next memory block. Instead of going here, it will go here. So this is the memory. I mean, again, here is the problem. I mean, when we go at the bigger level now, so there is a thousands of empty block. Your capacity is direct doubling now. So here we have just 3 4 elements, so it's easy to handle it. But when there is a big thousands or billions of bytes there, so in that case it's very hectic one. So advisable to use the array if we have the less operations. And also don't use the slice for very big operations. That is again not memory efficient. I hope you got this point.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So yes, then I'll just stop it. Anyone has like a doubt? Anything?
I
No.
always get doubt. That is simple
Okay, yeah.
thing only.
Fine, fine.
In
Uh-huh.
function, there is a block, right? Return. So sometimes we use returns and sometimes we don't use it. So what is that
Hmm.
one?
Okay, so let's say there is a 10 function you have written. Okay, function 1, function 2, function 3. Okay, in the code. And let's say this is the block you have written here. Okay, let's say here I'll tell you if block I have written if a equals to 0, and like that you have written. Now you want to return from here only your cursor. If this condition will go now, so you want your program stop from here only. Go back, don't go next.
Okay.
So for that purpose you can return, and from here only it will go back. But if you don't want to use this, so you can just remove that, and it will just come out of this block and it will continue the next flow. And also when you want to return something, so you can just return like this string, any values, or int or float like that. So for that purpose return is used. Got it, na?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Yes, then fine. If any doubt is there, so you can just ask, or maybe you can stop for today.